Good day to you, my fellow endoskeletons, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Duratech ship shop and looking at the wonders of their German engineering. So let's dive in and have a look at our ships. Now this will be part 1 of either 3, 4 or 5 parts depending on how many ships are in this shop at the time of recording each episode, but it should be around 4 or 5. But we are starting with this small little miner here, so let's go check the board out. This is called the Allfreak A, and this ship grows with its owner. Extend the cargo capacity, allowing up to 30 crates, and if speed is important to you, it's possible to mount 2 additional box thrusters onto the ship. Everyone starts small, but with your faithful companion, you'll be able to be equipped for the adventure. Alright. And we've got a starting price 3.8 million. Just be aware these prices may and will definitely change for early access. So, let's have a look. We've got 4 crates top and 4 crates bottom to get us started, with a lovely little artistic roll cage around the outside. Definitely space for all these extra crates here, which is good, and those attachment points here for the box thrusters can be placed top and bottom. We've got our coolant on the bottom here for the generator, and the fuel rods themselves are located at the top here. Moving around to the front, we've got a very nice clear open view, no cockpit glass, and very easy to use. So in our display here, we've got your simple stuff like your position and orientation for ISAN. You've got your velocity, which is an ISAN plugin. Normally this is pretty inaccurate and not to be trusted. Thrust is good, that'll tell you how much you're thrusting forwards. And you've got your standard turtle button, center button. Now this is called cruise mode on other ships, and we also have finders, so this will tell you which way you use forwards. Pretty tough to tell which way is forwards when you're flying a ship like this or any other ship that has an open cockpit with no frame of reference, so having those in, you know exactly which way is forwards. Turning that off, we've got the engine that we can turn on and off, and a service mode. With service mode enabled, we've got these little hatches on the top of the little wings here, so you can access rewiring and recabling of your thrusters should you need to. The back here, we can stick our head right in here and access more cabling and piping, as well as change out any fuel or propellant should you need to do so, but that's no longer needed, so these are pretty much never going to be used unless you've damaged the ship in some way, shape or form. Thrust wise, it looks pretty good for its size, however fully loaded it will probably need those box thrusters. Very similar to the starter ship you get after you complete the tutorial in the fact that you can upgrade it, and very easy to access all the controls here should you wish to change any sensitivities or min-max values to fly it just the way you want to. You've got 2 ports here for the resources, so you can have 2 people mining with this ship at once, and that can speed things up if you're working with a friend. So pretty nice design, loving the roll cages all over it. Seems like very kind of bare bones, yet still has a good shape and look to it. Good job there. Moving over, we have another small little ship here. This is the Bomba A. Bomba is hungry, Bomba wants to burn away stones. Bomba has 2 crates for all the precious treasures, but does not want to be alone. And a little bit on the expensive side for what it is, but what it is an awesome little pod miner that you can bring along to help out bigger, bulkier, harder to move around and position mining cargo ships. So you can have this thing come in, buzz around the asteroids, burn it away with that mining laser, while the other ships pick it up. And if you need to, if you've just found like one small little nugget of rare material, you can take back 2 crates in this. For its size, it's got pretty good thrust with 2 boxes and 4 triangles. Loving again the handrails that you use as kind of little protection bars around the coolant radiators there. And if we jump in the pilot seat, pretty good field of view. Although it's not a fighter, you don't need a massive field of view. And this thing will be super nimble, making it really easy to avoid asteroids when you're out mining. Now in here we've got your usual suite of displays, turtle mode for that fine movement control, a mining mode, which as you can see on the side here is telling it's booting up, and that will be warming up the generator, which we'll see on this left hand side here, as the chamber rate and the radiation rate for your radiators is slowly rising and going up. And then you've got your laser here. Unfortunately on this ship you have to hold that button down, which can be a bit of a pain if you're trying to look where you're mining and push the button down at once, although you could bind that if you want. I would prefer to have this as the toggle, and you could just change that with pressing the U value and going to the data tab. And there you go, you just change this button here, you just change that to a 1 instead of a 0. But yeah, pretty cool ship there, and you'd use this again more in fleet mining, where you'll have a much bigger ship taking all the ore, and then smaller ships making that ore easier to mine with their lasers. So that is pretty cool. Now there's a green laser flying over here, so let's have a look at this little one. Really cool vertical design here. I don't think there's enough vertical designs in Starbase. I really like the look of them. Okay, so this one is the Jordis A. Some claim it's not possible to design a compact long-range shuttle, especially if you want to bear that spiffing hot look. They are wrong! This is the Jordis, a compact and fast shuttle with a running time of around 10 hours. Now, they recently changed the thruster specifications on how much fuel and propellant they use, so that may not be accurate unless that's been updated since those changes. But very cheap at 2 million, and it does look pretty darn cool. So they've kept this to a real bare bones minimum here in terms of controls and displays. Completely uninterrupted field of view here. This is super cool. Looks like it's got ISAN mono on here. There should probably be little displays here. Bit inconvenient so far out to the right here, and just even some buttons that are hidden by the chair. But you've pretty much got everything you need to access from there. This button I think serves as a power. You can see all the switches and stuff have turned off, and that's the only way to turn this bloody beam off. I wish they would include a button for this, because that can just get annoying. But if we hit the service mode on this ship, you can see all these hatches open up, making it easy to access cabling and chips and controls should you need to do so. Again, there's the same on the other side, and at the back here we've got the generator where you can change the 3 rods. Now this obviously doesn't come with any spares, so you will have to keep an eye on how much fuel you're using to make sure that you don't leave yourself stranded in the middle of space somewhere, but still pretty cool. In terms of looks, I'm really liking the use of the floor plates here. These are reverse floor plates, so you don't see the stripe pattern along them, to add a bit of detail. This was done before the decals were added, so again, the extra little bit of work gone into stuff here. And I'm loving these radiators. Now this thing probably won't need very many radiators with 3 generators running at really low amounts, but having this just kind of arc over and leave a little gap for the thruster is a really nice touch. As is again the typical Duratech look of having these handrails very finely crafted around the seat. Looks very nice indeed. So yeah, if you need a personal transport, that will get you from A to B very easily. But then what's this even smaller ship? Well, this one is the Cygni A. Do you hate the way you have to recharge the Vasama's batteries every couple of minutes? Isn't it tedious to maneuver your big ship through the station? Well, the Cygni by Duratech fixes both of these problems. This compact station hopper has a flight time of over 1 hour, and it can be fully charged at a station. Nice and cheap at only 1.5 million. And this thing is most likely fully battery operated. I'm not seeing any hatches around this ship, and certainly no room to put in any radiators or anything like that, so this is most likely a fully battery operated ship. And the controls are very, very simple. We've just got propellant and battery. No bells and whistles like ISAN, just thrust, ship name, logos, a turtle mode and a center mode. So yeah, this will be a fully battery operated ship. Whether it gets the 1 hour flight time though, again with the new thruster changes, maneuver thrusters use a lot more power, and pretty much all battery operated ships in the game are pretty much dead at this point. So this one may be the only remaining working battery operated ship, but even then it's still going to be much more worth sticking in a generator for the amount of space you'll have to put into batteries. Or just get a ship like this, which is not that much bigger and not that much more expensive in comparison, like an extra $500,000. So yeah, definitely this one would get my pick out of the two. So, which one of those 4 ships was your favourite? This has been the lobby area of the Duratech ship shop. I'm keeping these nice and short as we work through the ship shops, just because it's a bit easier for you guys to watch. So let me know what you think of the new format instead of like a 40-minute long video. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you did like it as well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Kenetor, out.